Shalom, shalom, guys. Welcome back to our channel. My name is Christian,
And I'm Nicole.
and this is Chris and Nick YouTube channel. Thank you for watching and welcome to this channel.
Today we will be discussing some topics from our most recent video from 7 months ago.
Most recent. Well, that is funny to say, but
We've been busy,
yeah, definitely.
apparently.
Yeah, we've been very busy, but yeah, we are trying to go back into the videos in YouTube because we definitely noticed that there is so much love from people in our comment section.
It was absolutely wonderful to receive that amount of support. We truly appreciate every single one of you, the ones who commented and the ones who liked and subscribed to our channel. We were just waiting for that moment to really initiate this video because we were just receiving so much feedback and we were enjoying the insight and the assumptions and the opinions and the false narratives.
And the dumb comments and the foolishness and all of that. And actually, this was not supposed to be the video for our upcoming video. It was supposed to be
The 10
reasons, yeah,
why
10
you should
reasons
move to
why
Puerto
you
Rico.
should live in Puerto Rico, but because we have received so much information that is leading us to make this video. So hold tight.
Yes. So Christian's going to start reading the first comment that we'd like to discuss.
Yeah, so our first comment comes from Amber Diaz, 6271. and she had enough time, a lot of free time this lady has, definitely, because she commented like no one else. But the first comment says, en Puerto Rico, nadie, oh, by the way, the Spanish is coming out because I'm Puerto Rican.
Newsflash.
Just for those idiots in our comment section
Who
saying
said
that I'm from Iraq or
and
something
that we
like
know nothing at all about living in Puerto Rico, and we did poor research on the topics we discussed.
Yeah, I was born in Puerto Rico, in Caguas, for those people that, you know.
Don't believe us.
Yeah, in Caguas, then I was raised in Puerto Rico my entire life, and I lived there until I was, I think, 24, 25. So I know what I'm talking about. This is not a research that we have to do. But this lady says, en Puerto Rico nadie es pobre. Todo el mundo tiene carro nuevo. El que es mediocre, como ustedes, siempre, que no es una palabra,
It's not a word.
van a vivir mal en cualquier lado. So it says, in Puerto Rico, no one, zero, no one is poor. Everyone,
Todo gente.
has a new car. But the mediocre people like you,
Us,
Yeah,
she's
like
referring
us.
to.
will always have a hard time everywhere you go. This is just foolishness to the max.
Yeah, I honestly felt so bad when I was reading this lady's comments because it just wasn't coming from a healthy mindset at all, and it was full of delusion.
And it's very interesting. It is just funny because she based that no one is poor because everyone has a new car, which is a huge false statement. If you go to Puerto Rico, if you ever been there for 2 hours,
You will see cars that are on the road that wouldn't even pass emissions anywhere else in a developed location.
cars
so,
are falling apart.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So there is nothing wrong with that. You know, it's
Yeah.
fine. But this lady saying that no one in Puerto Rico is poor and everyone has
A
a
new
new
car.
car, which is pretty stupid because billionaires don't drive new cars. Like poor Warren Buffett,
Who's a billionaire, by the way.
and he doesn't drive new cars. So that means that he's probably poor because of that. Actually, if you drive a new car, you're most likely broke.
And you are on a lease paying maybe 5-7 years for that with, most of your income's going towards that auto loan.
And beside that, she said that mediocre people like us will always have a hard time. Well, if we are mediocre, I'm very happy being a mediocre person.
I am blessed to be living the lifestyle that we are living. I'm so thankful to Yahweh because I wouldn't change it for any other lifestyle, honestly.
No way.
We've been absolutely like taken care for by our Abba up there. And we have a total different mindset towards the way of life, hence a lot of feedback. And the thing is, as believers, we don't like want to be blind to deception, to lies, to being taken advantage of. And that's what our last video was about. It was talking about the results of the politics, which is so corrupted and present. It's heavily present in Puerto Rico.
And if you haven't watched that video, just please go back to watch the last video. That was our most recent video, which was
7 months ago.
But go watch it, and it's just watch the video, and after you are done with the video, just read the comments and you will realize how dumb and how much foolishness there is, and how people don't really understand what we're talking about, and they didn't even probably watch the video. They just saw what we were talking about,
like
and
the
they
highlights.
just commented like maniacs. But just go back and have fun reading the comments. But another comment from the same Amber Diaz 6271 that, like I said, had plenty of time to write comments in our section. Says La Florida, so the Florida, is more humid than Puerto Rico. This is another very dumb comment. No one was comparing Puerto Rico to anything.
Yeah,
we were not
didn't even
comparing
mention
Puerto
it.
Rico, to any other place. We were talking about specific things about Puerto Rico for people that are wanting to move to Puerto Rico that probably hasn't been there, not even once in their life, so they can have an idea. And this lady said Florida is more humid, like Florida is the only state in the United States. Like, who cares if Florida is more humid or not?
Yeah.
No one is comparing it to Florida. What about the people coming from Arizona or Colorado or Utah or some
Minnesota,
Puerto
South
Rico?
Dakota.
Puerto Rico is gonna be the most humid place they ever been probably in their life. So I don't care if Florida is more humid. There is definitely more humid place anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about that.
And then we have another comment from the same person, Amber Diaz, so many numbers.
And we want to say we really appreciate you taking your time.
No, we really do.
Commenting in our, please do the same thing in this video. When you do that, we enjoy it because it pushes our video like nothing else. So please, if in this one you commented like 8 times, please in this one do around 15, 16, just double it every single video. I would really love that. This one says, de Estados Unidos vienen muchas compañías como la NASA and Goku, which I'm pretty sure that
It was a spelling error, but we are assuming she meant Google.
Yeah. General Motors, a llevarse a los estudiantes de las universidades de Puerto Rico, y ustedes dicen que hay mala educación. En Estados Unidos hay muchas ciudades sucias y feas, llenas de homeless, y vienen a criticar a Puerto Rico. So pretty much she's saying that from United States there is a lot of companies that go to Puerto Rico, like the NASA, Google, General Motors, to take students from the universities to bring them to work for them. And we are saying that there is a bad education in Puerto Rico, and there are a lot of dirty cities in the United States and ugly cities full of homeless, and that we are going to Puerto Rico to criticize Puerto Rico. Well, another stupid comment from this lady.
The thing is, with that comment, it's interesting because every single place in the world, there's going to be a great education side and then a side that is just absolutely horrible. So we were not nagging at all at Puerto Rican people. We were discussing politics. And the reality with education, there's going to be some Puerto Ricans who do so phenomenal in school and they are overachievers and achieve so many new things that no other Puerto Rican has ever achieved before.
And it is not because they are Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
They would have exceed anything in anywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like if they were in Africa, they were in the third world country.
And there's a lot of third world country people today working in higher paying jobs than the average folks. So there's nothing wrong with someone being from a third world country. We have nothing against the people from there. So it's just sad too for people to mention statements, and it's literally discrimination.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because that's the reality that we live in. A lot of people in the world are just
and there is a lot of that
ignorant.
in our comments. A lot of that. Everyone was saying, there's a lot of people saying like, oh, where do you took this lady from? Is she from a third world country? We might be able to say, yeah, she's from a third world country.
I'm from New York.
The third world country of New York City, maybe.
I mean, I'm from Astoria, Queens. I grew up in a great neighborhood with a wonderful area. It was safe. I never was exposed to any violent crimes, drugs, homelessness. And then I worked in the city.
Yeah, so but New York and California, they are both a different country.
Another thing that I was sharing with my husband was, it's sad because that means a lot of these people are either living in areas that are not the greatest, or they live in close proximity to it. So they're exposed to these every single day that they've been living in the US. And that's not the representation of the US. There are so many beautiful places to live that are safe and free from that. I mean, we live in the US right now and we are not exposed to those things at all. But
and it's funny because there are little things that people don't understand, especially about these big businesses, corporations like Google, General Motors. They get incentives from hiring people from the island and from other places. People with very low income or people that are living in a very difficult situation, if they help those people by providing jobs to those people, the companies get incentives. They get money from them hiring Puerto Ricans or Americans that are having a hard time and are living in a very, very low income, poverty level type of thing. They get benefit from that.
Even the students in in the education system, they get opportunities that some other people in a private, very expensive institution may not have the access to because, again, large corporations receive massive incentives and they initiate these programs that are available for people living in certain conditions. So
yeah, and the thing, we're not saying that every single person they hire is because of that.
Yeah.
Of course not. There is a lot of Puerto Rican and a lot of people from different countries that are genius. They are freaking genius, and they deserve those positions, and they excel, of course. But there is the other side too that everyone needs to understand. But definitely, Amber.
I mean, it's all about business.
Yeah, she hasn't
international economic systems.
Yeah. The next comment, well, she also talk again about the NASA and Google. She probably thought that the comment didn't go through or something, but it definitely did. And then she says in another one that yo vivo en Puerto Rico, bueno, in Puerto Rico.
I don't know which island that is.
Yeah.
In Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Y vivo muy bien. He vivido en Estados Unidos y no me gusta para nada. En Estados Unidos la gente se nata en vez de se mata. Trabajando para pagar un cuarto, yo me quedo en mi paraíso Puerto Rico, donde tengo miles de cosas hermosas para visitar. So she's pretty much saying that she loves her Puerto Rico and that she lives in United States and she hates United States, which is interesting.
This is ironic. I have something to say about this.
And then she said that she will stay in Puerto Rico because there is thousands of things that are pretty, so she can visit those places. So yeah, go ahead.
The thing that's ironic about this statement is it's very similar to a lot of other comments that we were reading in that last video we posted, because a lot of these Puerto Ricans who are commenting live in Kensington maybe, or Philadelphia, in a really rough area. They either live in New York, in the Bronx, which is a rough area, I've never been there, and Chicago. Again, I've been to Chicago. It was a wonderful experience for me. I wasn't exposed to anything that was rough. So the thing is,
I've been there too. I don't like it. But whatever.
But the thing that's ironic that I just want to say is there are Puerto Ricans today and for many years now have been seeking to move overseas for opportunity and for a better life. And then they say, oh, I can't wait to go back to Puerto Rico, or Puerto Rico is my island, so don't talk about it. But you could change the trajectory of your life. Like, you don't need to be stuck living in a rough area. Like, move to a different city that is far more safer. And the thing is, these same people don't realize, like, are any Americans saying, oh, you Puerto Ricans need to go back to Puerto Rico? Like, no, if you want to stay in the mainland, cool. Like, we love that. Like, that's amazing. Good for you. Do what you need to for your family. If you don't enjoy your life, then okay. Then work towards living a life that you enjoy. But I just can't comprehend that hate that people have with, oh, go back to this place, go back to there, go back where you came from. Like, you're also benefiting from the same thing that you're hating. So why can't we just live with a grateful heart and attitude?
Yep. Well, we're gonna move on to a different person this time. The name is Cox Diesel 1.
Interesting.
It says that no matter where you go in the world, you're gonna find dislikes and likes. That is life. Yes, the government sucks in Puerto Rico, and no matter where you live in the United States, the government sucks just as much. Yeah, pretty much saying that there is plenty of nightlife whenever I go to Puerto Rico, from Aguadilla to Condado. I do a lot of driving, Mother Nature goes, blah blah. The DMVs here in the States ain't no different. As a matter of fact, it is worse.
Wait. Sorry. One thing I just want to mention with the DMV is we were literally seeing the same people and having lunch at the little cafe that was right next door to the DMV. And every other day, or for weeks or even months, we had to reschedule because there were appointment issues or things on their end that they weren't receiving, and things that we needed that weren't even required and stated online. And when we would call, you can't even get a hold of anyone because their phone lines are completely being ignored, and you're there from open to close. So there's a difference. If you're in the DMV in the States for 2-3 hours, okay, that's normal, that's average. But from the start of the operation to the end of it is not normal. We were literally having lunch there, listening to, they even brought a band. They brought a band. They would bring a band so that people would be entertained, and no one was entertained except for the kids.
Yeah, but it's interesting because with these, we are not saying, we were not saying the DMV in New York is this way and the one in Puerto Rico is this way, or the DMV in Washington is. We were not talking about that. We were talking specifically about the DMV in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it takes the whole day. If you get the things sorted.
Yeah.
It is fine. If you want to take the whole freaking day to get your license.
Something so simple.
Fine. Just give me my license. At the end of the day, at least I have my license. But it's if I have to spend my entire day in the DMV, and then they cannot resolve the problem, and they ask me to go back next week, and then next week is not done, then come back next week, and then next week is not done either.
I've never experienced
that. That is the freaking problem.
Yeah.
No one is saying that the DMVs in the States are perfect.
Yeah.
But in every single DMV I've been to, and I've been to many different states, I haven't had that problem at all. Some of them take me 15 minutes to get it done, in another an hour, in another 2 hours, but never weeks
Yeah.
So, yeah, if it's
And
low in your state, oh, big problem. Hopefully, you're not dealing with the same thing that is in Puerto Rico.
yeah, and the thing is, I just want to say too is a lot of the processes in the States are done electronically now. You can literally do it from the comfort of your home. But in Puerto Rico, a lot, like most of the stuff, are still done by paper. They are
Yeah.
still handwriting things like from like 10, 20 years ago. So definitely, if someone's looking to move to Puerto Rico and they are coming from somewhere that's way far modern than how it is in Puerto Rico, they need to be informed. Like, you deserve to know what's going on, because what would be worse is someone moved there and they hate it because no one ever told them and they just said, Puerto Rico, my island is perfect. Like, no. That's the worst things anyone can do. If they really care about you as a friend or anything, they will tell you the truth. And that's what we're doing.
Yep. And with the part that there is other places that are the government is corrupted, and that there is places that you would like things and you would dislike others, definitely. In every single place that you go, you cannot have anything perfect. I mean, unless you live in Puerto Rico. If you live in Puerto Rico, it's perfect.
Puerto Rico's perfect.
I guess, by the comments here, definitely is perfect, huh? We have another comment here from Big Red 7691, and it says, do your research. The cost of living is high because of the Jones Act.
This is very... We see where people are coming from. Yes, the Jones Act is present, not just in Puerto Rico, it's present in other countries as well. But one thing is, if a place is solely depending on exporting and importing goods, then okay, that's understandable, which is the case for Puerto Rico. Because there is not a lot, there's very few businesses that actually supply anything to Puerto Rico locally.
And the funny thing, yes, the Jones Act, whatever, if that is the reason for the high prices, it doesn't matter. It's still high prices. It's like people telling me, well, the gas is high because of war, so don't worry about it. No, if it's high because of war, wherever in the world, it still affects the price of the gas. So I'm still paying more for my gas. It doesn't matter. I don't gonna go to a gas station and say, oh, remember the gas is high because of war, so let me pay the actual price of the... No, it doesn't matter if it's Jones Act or any other reason. The cost of the food in the supermarket or anywhere or any other thing, not just food, because gas as well is higher in Puerto Rico. It's so stupid and so dumb.
My goodness,
How
yes.
people come in here that the gas in Puerto Rico is
It's
cheaper.
so cheap. It's the cheapest than the cheapest in the States.
Yeah, I'm
It's
like,
false.
these people are, you need to pray and ask for wisdom.
They don't use gallons. So if it
Yeah.
says 377 here, it's obviously not going to say 377 in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, so in Puerto Rico, they use the liter. So the price is completely different when you see it in the gas station. But the gas in Puerto Rico is higher than a lot of states here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me, oh, it says that is one whatever, or like, the liter. It's not the gallon.
Yeah.
So do your math and you will see that it is more expensive over there than in most of the states.
Yeah. And the
That's
thing,
so dumb.
and with just like, the high costs and all, people are like, well, I'm so glad that there's fresh produce and everything from Puerto Rico. So mind you, when we were discussing the topic of moving to Puerto Rico, I was like, okay, yeah, I see the plus. Like, I pretty much was going to Spain like every single year growing up. And I was able to get fresh seafood, fresh meat, fruits and vegetables, herbs. Like, it was wonderful. We would go to the local market, support local farmers, get good quality food that's wild caught, organically grown, and all of these things. And so I was like, oh, Spain took over Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, isn't like a third world country, so they should be doing really, really well with providing their community with good food. It took us like 1 to 2 months to really sort out where to get groceries, because I only like to consume real food. I don't want to eat crappy seafood, meats, anything like that. And any local supermarket in Puerto Rico, it's like the worst quality ever. Seafood is sourced from Asia, and they're like these tiny things that Asians probably don't even consume because they get freshly caught produce for themselves. Puerto Ricans are paying a high ticket for the lowest of the lowest types of foods from other countries around the world, and their local produce, which is a lot of starches like plantains, bananas, roots, and stuff like that. There's being sprayed with chemicals, with Monsanto. Like, and how do we know this? We had a farm. We were working with the government. We were trying to initiate a good thing for the Puerto Ricans because it's nowhere to be found. And the government knows it, but they don't care.
And that's the thing. Like, it can be the Jones Act that makes the prices higher, but Puerto Rico can, if they want to, produce enough food for the Puerto Ricans.
Literally.
But guess what? They rather pay high prices for food that comes from elsewhere.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to work the land. Like when we were there, we were working the land. Like we never see anyone
No one
around.
else is doing it. Yeah.
And it's crazy because, like Nico said, the government knows this because you get meetings with the mayors and other people, and they know. They express that, yeah, there is nothing organic here.
We were working on it. They were so glad we were doing our business there.
Oh my gosh, this is so good that you guys are doing this. I want to bring the students to your place and everything so they can learn, even if their parents are probably planting some stuff. They are not learning how to grow anything organic or anything regenerative because they don't see it.
Yeah.
They see spraying things with machines, stuff that are dead.
Yeah.
There is no life in those products.
And the thing too is like, someone could say, oh yeah, my family, we grow food, like we have mango trees, pana, whatever. But the number of chemicals to kill, like, what is that? Roundup. So many Puerto Ricans have that in their homes. They spray that everywhere because of the ants, etc.
And even if they don't spray it,
yeah,
where does the things that you planted came from?
yeah, it's
If you
genetically modified.
If you got a freaking seed of lemon from from Ralph, from Amigos or Selectos or whatever, and it wasn't organic or anything like that, you planted that, you don't need to spray anything for it to be GMO. It's horrible quality. The people say, oh, like you can find organic food at the light everywhere. Everyone
Those
has.
aren't organic.
That's a lie.
Yeah, and the thing is,
that's so dumb.
And I want to mention too, with seafood, you're gonna be like, oh, Puerto Ricans will probably come and be like, you could get fresh seafood at the beach and the ocean. How many are actually doing that? Not a lot of people. We had to source a fisherman to get local fish, like whole fish. And that's expensive. Puerto Ricans are not doing that day to day. They're getting bacalao, which is a highly farmed fish, and it's really not the best quality.
Yeah.
The shrimps, the seafoods and stuff that's available in the supermarkets are just not the greatest.
And they're gonna comment like, oh, if you go to the chinchorros, you're gonna find fresh, because the chinchorros are at the beach, right? So it's fresh because it's there. Man, just go to the kitchen, ask them for the
bag.
Ask for the bag. Ask for the receipt where they bought this stuff. It's everything from supermarkets from Puerto Rico that they get the things from Asia and from other parts of the world that is the worst quality ever. Yeah. They send it to Puerto Rico, they don't eat it in their own countries. They send it there and people are just falling for it. And I'm not saying this to say that there is nothing to find in Puerto Rico. There is amazing things, but you need to do your research. Not like going to the supermarket, like dumb people in a comment section say like everywhere you can find it, everywhere. No. Everyone has a tree in their backyard. Everyone, bro, you're a fool if you think that that's organic and that's doing any good for your life. That's actually killing you and you don't even know it.
I mean, it also represents in the community. You can tell if someone's eating good quality food or not. Yeah, if you are looking to move to Puerto Rico, there are a few places that you can source quality food. And like we mentioned, if you want seafood, you need to just hire a fisherman. And yeah, you need to drive a long distance to get those foods. But it'll be worth it. So
our next comment is from ca.j. A5590. And she says, reasons why people like you should not go to Puerto Rico, not even for a visit. Talking about dilapidated places, like take a trip around the United States. I did. Compare prices at the supermarket, start in Florida. Florida is the favorite place for Puerto Ricans.
Florida is actually cheap.
Yeah. All the way to Connecticut. So there is no other states in the United States. It's from Florida to Connecticut. That's what it is. We Puerto Ricans love our Spanish language. Well, we have to love it. It's the only language we speak in Puerto
because
Rico.
the Spaniards took over and removed your actual language. If you are proud to be from Puerto Rico, the Puerto Ricans, the Boricuas, were not speaking Spanish.
Yep. But yeah, we love our Spanish. Yeah, we think that our Spanish is the perfect Spanish. Like everything else in the island is perfect. Of course, our Spanish is the only Spanish there should be in the entire world. Actually, our Spanish is better than Spain Spanish, okay?
Who established Spanish?
For everyone out there that doesn't know that, because I know they're gonna comment that in the comment section. Just so you guys keep an eye on for that. I am very old and bilingual.
That's good. Good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We're both bilingual, so
I'm more happy that you are very old than that you are bilingual. I mean, you don't need to be bilingual, but I'm happy you are old, and I hope you have a long life
no, we
ahead of you.
truly do. Yeah.
Yeah, and it says you have a horrible. I'm gonna give her the reason here. You have a horrible accent. Is it for me or for you?
I don't know, but
Is it for your Spanish or is it for my English?
it's probably for my Spanish.
I think it's for my English. But anyways, both you are correct. Her
Yeah.
Spanish has a horrible accent. My English as well.
Yeah, anyone.
And we
who-
don't care.
Yeah.
We are living amazing, and we are earning pretty good with our horrible accent. So
No,
we are fine.
And the thing I just want to mention about that statement is if you're learning a second language, don't even care what people think about your accent or how you sound. Even if they're bilingual, trilingual, or whatever, or if they even just know one language, learn the language. Like, it is beautiful. Don't let people's hate prevent you and stop you just because they think you have a horrible accent. I mean, like, I'm sure at one point, if she didn't grow up in the States, like from a young age, she most likely had an accent or her parents had an accent. So what's the big issue with someone having an accent?
But she continues with, or he, who knows what this is,
Okay.
bad roads and new cars all around the island.
What's up with the new cars?
I know these
There
people.
were a lot of new cars there.
These people, I don't know what is so important about new cars. The mentality.
They place their identity in
In
material
things,
things.
yeah.
Like
The
cars, but not
mentality of-
homes or foods.
And it's crazy because yes, there is a lot of new cars,
Yeah.
but it is insane to see how many people have amazing cars and their houses are falling apart.
Yeah, you see that everywhere in every community, and we know because we had a farm. We were serving the Boricuas all throughout the island, and so we visited different communities in different cities, and there was a lot of rough areas.
Yeah, but she continues now that we're
Okay.
talking about cars. I guess you cannot afford the places that are open all night, partying and dancing because you have not find them. We know where these places are. There are not everywhere in the island, like people like to say, but yes, there is places. The difference is we don't care for it.
Yeah.
We don't care to go out.
We don't care
To
to party
party,
and
to
drink
dance.
and do drugs that is happening in those areas.
And another thing with that is if you just Google the crime rate near these areas
Where the clubs are.
where the parties are and the dancings are, you will think twice or maybe 3 times before you go out partying. Because also, because the island is perfect, there is no crime. There's nothing happening there.
Yeah, there's a lot of crime. Definitely, if you're just learning more about Puerto Rico, there's a lot of crime there that's present. You may not be exposed to it, just like, we're not exposed to crime, but there's still crime that happens. But we know because we have family who serve, we know people who serve, and there's crime. There's really bad crime that happens.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, that I know the comments are going to be, well, I'd rather carjacking than a shooting in a school like it is in the United States.
There's shootings there?
There are shootings in Puerto Rico. Maybe not in the schools, but at your job, you can be working peacefully and someone can come and kill you at your job.
Wasn't there one at the court also?
There was one at the court that killed 2 guys.
And at the fast food restaurant.
There was another one in a restaurant, at the kitchen of the restaurant. Someone came in, a co-worker, killed 2 guys, he left.
This is recent news.
Yeah, it happens all around the island.
Yeah.
And a lot of times this thing happens very close to the parties and the dancing for this CA, 5590. But she continues, she has more stuff to say, or he. Looking at your videos, I can understand your criticism about the island. Do me a favor, go back home to your mansion with the servants, Teslas, Bugatti, Zembo, Rolls Royce, which is interesting. I'm very surprised how this person has the strength and the hard face, to put Teslas with Rolls Royce and Bugattis in the same sentence.
My daddy has a Rolls Royce.
Just think a little bit. When it comes to humiliate my island, I tell you, mi café, aunque prieto, es mi café. So my coffee, even if it's dark coffee, it is my coffee. What a punchline. This is a very deep comment. Con esa cara de jíbaro, busca quien te traduzca. So with the jíbaro face, look for someone to translate that to you.
Can you translate that for us, please?
I already did.
Oh, he already did. So if you missed it, just rewind.
I wish you the best as far away from PR as possible. I love my 100 by 35.
That's the size of the main Puerto Rican island.
Yeah, that's interesting. They never count Vieques, Culebra.
And the other mini islands.
Yeah, they don't count anything. They just the main island of Puerto Rico. That's all that matters. Not a perfect place for many. For me, the greatest gift from God. Well, this is
putting
this
Yahweh's...
is very patriotic. Very, it makes me want to sing the Borinqueña. Put my hand in my chest and sing it out loud.
Literally, it's very patriotic, so that's good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but
if Puerto Rico is the greatest gift that you have received from God,
I personally disagree.
Then I'm sorry that is all that you have received. I'm pretty sure there is greater things than that.
Yeah, hopefully we pray. If not, if you don't believe that, we pray that you receive the greater gift from Yahweh, which is eternal life and a relationship with Him.
Yeah, and beside that, so I'm from Puerto Rico, and I like Puerto Rico like crazy.
I do too. Like, we enjoy Puerto Rico. We have plans, We
have plans to go for you guys who love us like nothing else in the world.
We'll be running our business again.
We're planning going back to Puerto Rico.
Yes, so if you see us in the street,
please don't kill us over there.
And you want to have
these social media gangsters. We're scared for our lives. We can't even breathe.
No, but honestly, we forgive every single hateful comment. that's been posted and that will be posted, because we are going back to Puerto Rico. We plan on doing our business still in Puerto Rico. We will be serving the community there. We will be doing the initiative that we were working on, which is working with the government and the education system. So we really, really are coming back. So just be on the lookout. You never know when.
And the other thing is that you probably gonna end up having to buy produce from us. Maybe. You never know. I mean,
you'll be surprised.
As long as you care for your health, maybe you buy from us. If you don't, then maybe not. Yeah. But yeah, back to the greatest gift you have received. It is crazy how many people have their identity, their entire self is just based on being Puerto Rican.
Or just their culture.
Yeah, not just Puerto Rican, any place in the world. But having that mentality and living life with your entire identity based on a culture, that is messed up.
Yeah,
and that
not
is
healthy.
sad.
It's not at all, because the world is not perfect, and so is your culture. It's not perfect.
And then there will be people like us who will comment about your island, your identity, I guess, and you will feel offended, even if we're saying the truth.
Yeah.
You will feel offended. You will feel like we're talking bad about you when we're actually talking bad about the whole system.
Yeah.
Not the people.
We literally didn't even speak harshly about Puerto Ricans, because why would we? We appreciate the Puerto Rican community. My husband's Puerto Rican. We love our family. We know so many people there. We love it.
But we experience every single thing that there is to experience there.
Good and
bad. Exactly. So if you don't like our video, the only thing I can say is keep watching and keep commenting and like it and share it and talk crap about us in your WhatsApp or whatever. Okay. Well, this is gonna be it for this video. We're gonna do a second part because, man, we have comments. We have comments here.
Yeah, and we want to speak life and truth and, turn around the assumptions.
With that, life and truth.
Yeah.
People in our comments, there is so many comments saying, well, thankfully you guys are believers. Thankfully, blah, blah, blah. If you're a believer, you're supposed to speak truth.
Yes.
So we don't want to hide the messed up stuff about Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Just because we are believers. If we hide it, we are lying about it.
We're hypocrites if you are
then
in denial and you lie.
You go there thinking that the video that we post is truthful, and then you experience something completely different. Then you come back and say, ooh, you guys were lying in this video.
Yeah.
It's not like that at all. So we are saying the ugly, and we're going to be sharing the beautiful stuff as well. But because of all the comments, we had to delay the beautiful stuff for later.
It's coming, though. We'll definitely tell you why you should move to Puerto Rico, because we will be moving back to Puerto Rico.
Of course. Or anyways, go to the next video. We're going to continue this thing now.